What's going on, guys? My name's Hypnostic and welcome to a brand new MW3 video. In this one I'll be showing you all my strategy for farming the tier 3 zone for rare schematics and also the dark aether sigils. Before we begin, I quickly want to thank U4GM for sponsoring this video. U4GM is a professional Call of Duty boosting service and they'll help you get all the rare schematics and the new classified schematics. They'll even help you get the Borealis Mastery camo. If you're interested in this, then click the link in the description below and use my code HIP for 5% off. Alrighty boys, so for this method there's a few items I'd recommend bringing along with you. I'd recommend bringing a few perks, an Aether tool to upgrade your weapon, and an Ethereum crystal to get your weapon pack-a-punched, which is going to help speed things up. The weapon I'd recommend bringing along would be the Akimbo tier revolvers with snake shot ammunition. This is definitely the most overpowered weapon in zombies right now. In terms of lethal and tacticals, I'd always recommend going with decoy grenades and either semtex or throwing knives. You definitely want to have Aether Shroud as your field upgrade, as that helps you get out of hectic situations in the tier 3 zone and in the dark aether. Once you've got everything you need, it's time to infill. Once you arrive here in Urzikstan, use your perks and weapon upgrades and it's time to make our way into the tier 3 zone. If you used a refined Ethereum crystal, which gets your weapon to pack-a-punch tier 2, then there's 3 contracts I recommend farming. If you only had a raw crystal, which means you'd have pack-a-punch tier 1, then there's just 2 contracts I'd recommend farming, being the raid weapon stash and the deliver cargo contract. If you did have a refined crystal, then you can also do the HVT bounty contract. Now I'll quickly go over the method for completing each of these contracts. I'll start with the deliver cargo contract. To do this, you're going to want to run out of this area as quickly as possible and make your way up the stairs right here. From here, you can just simply jump down over to the gas station. If there's zombies standing there, just chuck your decoy grenade to distract them and then open up the garage door. Get into the LTV and drive straight. This is the fastest route to deliver the cargo with little to no obstacles in the way. Just keep driving along this path past these buildings and you'll have the cargo delivered in no time. Then just wait for the contract to respawn and repeat. The second contract we'll be going over is the raid weapon stash contract. To complete this contract, you want to walk into the building and throw a decoy grenade at the wall while approaching the safe. Once the zombies are distracted, go ahead and start drilling the safe and climb up these boxes and make your way to the rooftop. There's actually this ledge you can get up here, so you're all the way up top and the zombies cannot get to you. Beware that the zombies will still throw meat at you, which can cause damage and quickly result in you going down. That's why you have to keep moving left and right as shown on screen and make sure you're standing in this spot here. If you stand further back, the safe will no longer progress. While you're dodging all the meat, I'd recommend taking out the pile of zombies below you just so you get some extra essence and plates once the drill is finally open. Once the safe's open, go ahead and collect your reward from the rift and be sure to also check inside the safe for some extra loot. The final contract I'd recommend doing is the HVT bounty contract. Now for this one, you'll definitely want to have pack-a-punch tier 2 or higher just to make sure you can take out your target without too much difficulty. For the bounty contracts, I'd always recommend making use of nearby rooftops, especially when you're fighting a mega abomination. Also make use of decoy grenades because you'll be dealing with a bunch of zombies and your target at the same time. The Outlast contract and the Spore Control contract are also doable, but they can definitely get pretty hectic. If you're up for the challenge, then by all means do these as well. Your main goal here is to buy pack-a-punch tier 3, a couple of self-revives, and once you're fully geared and you've collected some rare schematics or sigils, you have 2 options. The first option would be to just exfil and play it safe. The second option would be to head over to the dark aether. If you choose to go to the dark aether, then head to a buy station and buy a couple Casimirs. I'd recommend having at least 4 of them. You technically only need 3, but I'd recommend having 4 in case you mess up. Once you've got at least 1 sigil on you, an extra self reviver 2, and your 4 Casimir bombs, it's time to head over to the Dark Aether portal. Walk up to the side of the portal and you'll get an on-screen interaction prompt to use your sigil to open the Dark Aether portal. Once you've used your sigil, open your map and hold Y on Xbox or triangle on PlayStation to accept the teleportation request. A few seconds later, you'll be teleported to the Dark Aether. Now that we've arrived in the Dark Aether, you want to run forward a bit and then hop off the bridge and run along the left side of the area as shown on screen. We'll be making our way over to this ammo depot building. Be careful as there are HVTs around and a bunch of zombies, so you definitely want to move fast in this area and do your best to avoid HVTs. Once you arrive at the ammo depot building, make your way to the rooftop right here where you'll find some weird teddy bear. There are 3 of these teddy bears in the Dark Aether and they act like contracts. The one we chose is an Aether Extractor contract, which is definitely the easiest of all. The other 2 are the Outlast contract and the Escort contract. To do those, I definitely recommend coming in geared a bit differently, but I will be making a video on that soon. But like I said, the Aether Extractor contract is very easy and that's why we brought the Casimirs with us. They'll suck up all the zombies and kill them, so all we have to do is walk towards the extractor and then throw the Casimir. Just be sure to throw it so that the zombies don't block the extractor. Once the zombies are getting sucked off, we're going to walk up to the extractor and interact with it. Do this for all 3 extractors and there you go, contract complete. We ended up receiving an Elder Sigil, which you can use to enter the harder version of the Dark Aether, and that's actually where you can find the craftable classified schematics. I'm currently working on a strategy for solo players where you can complete all 3 contracts in the Dark Aether in one run, so stay tuned for that. So now that you've completed your contract and you have your Elder Sigil or whatever other reward you received, it's time to exfil. There are 2 exfil points in the Dark Aether, as you can see on screen right now with this little interactive map. And yeah, make your way over there, hit the exfil, and thank me later. If this video was helpful for you, then please be sure to hit that like button, comment with any suggestions for future videos, and subscribe to the channel to show your support. You can also check out my Discord server, which is linked in the description below, where you can find other people to play with, and there might even be people willing to drop a few schematics for you. Anyways guys, that's gonna be it from me. Hope you guys have a wonderful day or night wherever in the world you are, and as always, goodbye.